Guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you are new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. We are almost at 50K, as you can see, so go ahead and check out the content, and if you like what you see, subscribe to the channel, honey. Also, if you have been watching me and you like my content, just go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, because to watch me is to know that all my videos are bangers. If I do say so myself, like, we are almost at 50K. I'm so freaking excited. I don't think you guys understand how excited I was. So this is a life update. I feel like I have not given you guys a true authentic life update in like forever. I think the last like real life update that I gave y'all that was like somewhat authentic was like years ago. I remember I was like at school. I just want to vent. I want to vent, and I know a lot of you guys, y'all go through things and y'all always DM me and it's like, oh, I was going through this, but you made my spirits happy and all, and this and that. And I love that. Like I love that because I remember when I was going through dark times, I had certain YouTubers who used to uplift my spirit or whatnot. So like I live for that. I also want to be authentic with you guys and want to like let you guys know what's been going on in my life lately. So yeah, let's get into it. Right, I'm gonna start at the beginning of this year. And it's actually crazy because it's like I'm already getting teary-eyed. Whenever I be looking at people setting up the camera and crying, I be like, bitch, get out that camera. I be like, get out that camera, honey. But like, I really don't like crying on camera at all. But it's okay. Like I said, this is an authentic video. So you guys know, if you guys watched the Legion series, then you guys know what happened with the whole Legion series or whatnot. That was like, I won't say that was low-key at the beginning of the year. The Legion series happened. I went on to tell the stories about what happened. I never spoke to Legion again. I never spoke to him after I was done with the series. Me and him never talked again. He never contacted me. I never contacted him. I ended up blocking his girlfriend that reached out to me. Me and his second girlfriend, we follow each other on Instagram, but I don't really watch her stories like that, like, and I don't think she really watches mine, which is cool. Like, it's whatever. If you guys watch the Legion series, then you guys will know that we really just followed each other on Instagram because her page was private and I wanted to see her, so we followed each other. But yeah, like, it's no beef or nothing, but we just don't really interact with each other because it's a traumatizing situation, you know what I mean? And so after that, I decided to stop dating. So okay, so I guess we're gonna be talking about dating right now. We're gonna talk about dating first because I'm giving you guys a life update, just period, because you guys be asking me questions. I don't be wanting to answer it. I'll be wanting to put it in this video, so you guys are gonna know almost everything by the time we're done. Honestly speaking, before I continue to like really get into what I want to say, me telling story times about my life does not make me who I am. Oh no, like, it just don't make me who I am. Like, that's just not Irene, you know what I mean? And that's the reason why I made the second channel. I'm getting so off topic, I'm sorry y'all, my brain is like all over the place. But yeah, let me get back into it. After Legion, I decided not to date. I decided that I wasn't gonna date anyone, and I decided to get into therapy. I'm not really gonna speak too much on a therapy session, but I just feel like my therapist wasn't the right one for me, to be honest. I just didn't really I don't know, like, I feel like I wasn't feeling a connection, you know what I mean? And also, like I told you guys before, I don't really like therapy because you have to really vet and you have to be vulnerable, and it's very hard for me to be vulnerable with people, with strangers, like, and I know, like, I know in this video, y'all, I might contradict myself, but I hope you guys get what I'm saying, because I know some of y'all might look and be like, well, girl, you talk to strangers all the time, but I don't know who's watching my videos. But when you are actually like on a call with somebody, or when you're in somebody's office telling a stranger that you never met your life story, and you don't like being vulnerable, like, it's very nerve-wracking, I ended up going to therapy and I just wasn't really messing with it. So I ended up getting I didn't even get a whole new therapist, y'all. I just stopped therapy altogether. I told myself that I was going to get a new therapist, but like, I just all in all stopped therapy together. I need a therapist, okay? I know I need a therapist. I'm going to do a lot of research. One of my friends, she has a therapist that she really loves. I might choose her. I'm not really too sure about what's going on with therapy right now, but I do know that I need therapy or whatnot. So then after a couple of months of me not dating, I decided to start dating again. And okay, so let me backtrack. So after I dated Legion, I was so traumatized, y'all. If you guys watch that series, you guys know, like, I've never dated a narcissist before. So it was traumatizing, and that series within itself was even more traumatizing for me because it was just so many people's opinions that I don't think I was mentally prepared for. I'm not gonna lie. Don't want to say that. I want to be honest and say that that series kind of put a bad taste in my mouth with certain things I bring to the channel, because so many people were being judgmental and like saying so many negative things and was arguing with me about this guy, and it was just a lot. Because of all that, it just made me feel like I would just never bring that type of content to the channel again. Like, if you guys ever hear me tell a story time about a guy, best believe me and him were not dating for real. Like, he did something, like, you know, like these first dates horror stories, or, you know, Hinge horror stories. It would never be like a guy that I was dating for months, and because of the backlash that I received from the Legion series, it just traumatized me, and it kind of put a bad taste in my mouth with what I share and what I don't share on the channel. To be real, I think that's one of the main reasons I made my other channel for another reason, but that's one of the main reasons why I made my second channel, because honestly speaking, I love story times, and you guys know I love story times, but I just want to branch out. I want to do story time still, but I still want my main thing to be just my life. Like, I just want people to see my life and just to see me grow and evolve and elevate. So I made the second channel, but it was also because of, like, you know, the situation or whatnot. Other reasons, not just, yeah. So I started dating again. And when I started dating, I ended up running into an old fling, and I don't even want to get too much into it. Yeah, it just didn't end right. Like, it ended terribly, and like, it was a big fight that we had, and he really just brought out all the insecurities that I thought were not as good, like not as prevalent. He brought it out like right then and there that day, and it's like those insecurities are been put back to the surface, and now I have to deal with it mentally, right? I wasn't just dating him. I was mainly dating him, but I was talking to other guys or whatnot. The other guys weren't really doing it for me. Since dating Legion, it's been very hard for me to actually like somebody, like really like somebody. This guy that I'm talking about, that was like an old fling or an old guy that I was talking to previously, I really liked him, but it was because I really liked him previously. But like, for new guys, like, it's just been very hard for me to talk to a new guy and really like him. Like, I could like somebody, but I know when I really like someone, and it's just nothing clicks. It's just been a lot of guys thinking that they can smash, and then when they figure out real quickly that they can't smash, it's been a lot of tantrums being thrown. It's been a lot of, you know, just like love bombing being thrown at me. You know, money, like they try to throw money at me and stuff. You see that none of that is clicking, they just like get very, you know, irate, and they just leave me alone, or they try to, you know, do some weird stuff in the beginning, and I shut it down, and then they just leave me alone. Which, in my honest opinion, a win is a win, you know what I mean? Because, you know, I don't want to be with anybody who is just trying to sleep with me, you know what I'm saying? And right now, I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm not looking for a relationship right now. But I feel like one of the main reasons why I'm not looking for a relationship is because I am so traumatized, y'all. Like, I am not healed at all. I did not heal from the Legion situation. I kind of just let time go by. The guy that I just got done dealing with, he re-traumatized me even more, and I don't trust nobody. And mind you, this guy that I dated, he was an avoidant. Oh, imagine dating a narcissist and then a couple of months later dating an avoidant. I'm mentally drained, you know what I mean? And so it's just, it will suck for me to sit up here and say, oh, I want a relationship. I would do terrible in a relationship. The avoidant, he brought out the worst in me. And honestly speaking, I did not know what an avoidant was like that. I know that I have an anxious attachment. And if you guys know anything about attachment styles, an avoidant and an anxious attachment do not go hand in hand. Not only was he an avoidant, he was a fearful avoidant. If you guys do not know what a fearful avoidant is, fearful avoidants are avoidants who have both the anxious style and the avoidant style mixed in one. So it was a lot of mixed signals, mixed emotions, mixed regulations. One day he feels this way, the next day he feels that way. Just never knew who I was getting, and I liked him a lot, and it was just a mess. Like when I say a mess, it was just a mess. And me and him, we don't talk, we don't speak, and there's a lot of like negative stuff being said to each other. And it makes me feel bad, because like I told y'all with the Legion series, like when Legion used to irritate me, I used to be cursing Legion the hell out. And I don't know if you guys remember in the Legion series, I told myself that I'm not gonna be cursing no guy out no more. But it happened, you know, and it just makes me sad, because I just feel like we both put a bad taste in both of each other's mouth, and I actually really cared about him. But like I said, I was dating an avoidant, you know what I mean? And they bring out the worst in you, especially a fearful one, because you become hooked to them, especially when they're having their days where they're lovey and they're caring and stuff like that. Like you like those. But then when they have the moments where they just switch and they become distant, or they just become very, you know, mellowed out, you get confused, because you're like, what's going on? You know what I mean? And yeah, it just didn't work out. Yeah, I'm not looking for a relationship right now at all. That's how my dating life is going right now. Like, I just want the money. Babe, I just want money, dates, enjoyment, gifts. Like, just give me my money. I'm gonna do 2 different versions for y'all. Just give me my money. For the Africans, are you gonna dance here if I show you the money? Yes, I will. I go show you the money. Baby, dance for me. Yeah, like, baby, I'ma dance. You feel me? I need the money, you know? I ain't tripping off that. If a nigga wanna spend on me, you know, I ain't tripping. But as far as dating to be in a relationship, no. I'm a little crazy. Like, I begin to realize, like, I am a little crazy. And honestly speaking, I just don't feel like, I'm gonna just be honest with y'all, I don't feel like anyone in this world is made for me. I don't know what it is. I just don't feel like it. And I tell my friends this and they get so mad, but it's just how I feel, you know? So yeah, that's how my dating life is right now. Let's talk about mental health, because my dating life kind of ties into my mental health. If you guys don't know, I do have borderline personality disorder. And if you guys know anything about people with BPD, our BPD shows dramatically when we are in relationships, or when we are talking to someone, or when we are dating someone. Especially if we are dating somebody who is not emotionally aware, and who does not understand what BPD is, and who does not know how to love the way a person with BPD wants them to love, you know? I know, like, you know, people with BPD, we do have to take responsibilities that what you do, what I have to understand this year is, just because you treat somebody a certain way don't mean that they are obligated to treat you that same way. For me personally, it's very hard for me to grasp that, because I sometimes tend to think to myself like, well, I wouldn't do that to him. Why would he do that to me? I would do that for her. Why wouldn't she do it for me? And I just have to understand that everybody is different, and that's what makes us unique. You know what I mean? There's some things that some people would do for you that other people won't do for you. It's just vice versa. Just very hard for me to understand that. BPD was not under control. Let's go back to the therapy. So when I booked a therapist, that specialized in mental health disorder, but she didn't even know what BPD was. So it just was hard for her to understand my condition. She said she was gonna do research, but in my honest opinion, I just wanted a therapist that was that specialized in BPD, know how BPD operates, and like, you know what I mean? So even when I went to therapy, it just wasn't no help, because she didn't know what BPD was. So it was kind of like a disconnect between us two. It's been very hard for me, because I don't know how to regulate my emotions when I'm mad. And it's like, the best way to describe somebody with BPD is like, it's either we're black or we're white. Like, we don't have no gray area. And if you guys watch my story times, y'all know I tell y'all that all the time. I always tell y'all that it's either black or white with me. There's no gray area with me. And it can sometimes be nerve-wracking to date somebody who is very black or who is very white, because when you are dating somebody with BPD, either we're gonna really, really love you and put you on a pedestal and just, you know what I mean, like just really adore you, or we're gonna hate you and our brains are gonna tell us that you're not a good person. And you know, it's like a split, like, and like when we split it's not cute, you know what I mean? And one thing, because you know, people try to say that people with BPD are narcissists, and I do feel like everybody has narcissistic tendencies. I do not think that people with BPD are narcissists. What I think and the reason why I don't think so is because most narcissists are not self-aware. People with BPD are very self-aware. Like, we know that we have an issue, know that we have to learn how to regulate and control our emotions. I think a lot of us just don't know how. Being somebody with an anxious attachment style and BPD and dating a fearful avoidant was very hard. It was very hard dating, because it just felt like constantly asking for reassurance, and he's thinking that he is giving me reassurance. But if you are giving me reassurance and your actions are not following suit, then that's not really reassurance. Like, if you are telling me one thing and doing another, you're not really giving me reassurance. And it's like he couldn't get it for the life of him, not for the life of me, for the life of him. And you know, it just caused a lot of drama. And honestly speaking, like, I keep telling myself, you get it, like, you know, you have to learn how to respect this man. You can't curse out your husband, right? So like, even when you are talking to someone, even if y'all don't end up dating or anything like that, you have to practice your principles, because like, I could really see myself cursing my husband the hell out if he pisses me off. And I know somebody might watch this video and be like, well, ain't nothing wrong with that. I just cursed Bobby out last week. Something is very wrong with that, because that's not healthy. You know what I mean? Like, that's not healthy to be in a relationship with somebody that you feel like you gotta curse out. Sorry, y'all, the hair is like irritating me. But yeah, that's not healthy to be in a relationship with somebody that you feel like you have to curse out, somebody that you feel like you gotta, like, you know what I mean, like, turn up on, for real. Like, that's not healthy, you know? So guys, I feel like, oh my God, I feel like I am a high functioning depressed person. I feel like throughout my whole life, I've always been depressed, like, always. And like, when I was younger, I didn't really know that I was depressed, but I just knew that I felt empty, you know what I mean? And I think the reason why I did not know that I was a depressed person was because like I said, I'm a high functioning depressed person. So I tend to, you know, be not the life of the party. I don't think I'm the life of the party per se, because when I go into scenes, like, I'm a very observant person, so I be peeping the scenery out. But like, I'm very, like, around my friends, I'm very like hyper, and we're laughing and we're talking and we're playing and stuff. But when I'm around my family members, we're laughing and we're talking and we're praying. Not praying. Well, yeah. We pray sometimes, you know what I mean? But like, you know, we're laughing and we're talking and, you know, we're just doing the damn thing. But I tend to notice that whenever I'm in my room, I'm just empty. It's like when I get to my room, like, everything just dawns on me. And I'm so empty. Remember like a couple of weeks ago, I was washing my face in the mirror. I just woke up and I was washing my face, and I looked in the mirror and I didn't know who I was. And it just was so scary. It was so scary to come to that realization that you don't know who you are. And I just thought to myself, like, how do you not know who you are? Like, how do you not know who you are? It just was sad, and I ended up crying or whatnot, and that emptiness was still there. And I'm just staring at myself in the mirror, and I'm trying so hard. While I'm staring in the mirror, I'm trying so hard to wash my face. So I'm staring in the mirror and I'm washing my face. I'm staring at my eyes, like my eyeballs. I looked into my eyes, and it just looked like nothing's there. Like, all jokes aside, it looked like I'm an empty soul. Like, I have an empty vessel. And it just made me so sad. Like, I've never felt like that in my life. Like, I know I felt empty, but never on that level. And so I was just sad. Like, I was so sad. And I think that's when it really clicked for me that, like, I'm so lost. Like, I'm so lost. Like, you know what I mean? And let's talk about spirituality, because that's where spirituality comes into play. So after the Legion series, I think I got mad at God. I'm gonna be real. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, if I'm all over the place, I'm sorry. I'm just venting. Like, I just want to vent to y'all. After the Legion series, I got mad at God. Why was I mad at God? I don't know. Because God told me not to go there. And I said, la, 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 la. And I went there. And then when shit got out of hand, I said, la, 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 la. So why was I mad at God? Who knows? I was mad at God, y'all. I was mad like God took me to his place. So I have some type of resentment towards God, and I don't think it was per se Legion. I think, in my honest opinion, I just kept feeling like, why? Where's my husband? You know what I mean? I think it kind of turned to me, because, like, you know, they say that God will put you through the same cycle over and over again until he feels like you've learned your lesson. But I think what I started doing with my life a lot lately is comparing. So I see couples online, and I just, you know how you could just see couples and you know they're not living for God. Like, you just know they ain't living for God. Just have like a very lavish life, or like, you know, they're so in love. You're right. Like, I really don't know what's going on behind closed doors, but it's like I'm just thinking of surface level. And in my head, I'm thinking to God, like, these people ain't doing right by you. Like, they not reading the Bible for real. They not talking to you for real. And they got it going on as far as a relationship. And it's like, you just keep putting me through these cycles over and over again. And I'll be a woman to admit that I keep failing. I keep taking the same test and failing. But it's like, I think my anger to God came from, why can't you just put my husband in my life? Like, why can't you just put my husband in my life? And now that this year's over with, and, you know, this is the last video of the year, I think everything clicked for me after I got done talking to that fearful, avoidant boy. After I got done talking to that avoidant, everything clicked for me as to why God can't put my husband in my life. If God was to put my husband in my life right now, I wholeheartedly, and I'm gonna be real with y'all, I don't think I'm gonna get married. Like, when I tell you I have no faith in nothing right now, y'all, like, I have no faith in nothing. I do not think I'm gonna get married. Like I told you guys in the beginning of the video, I don't think there's anybody made for me. Like, I just feel like guys don't really like know me for real. I think guys, they just, like I always tell y'all in my story times, guys just see me as like some type of object, and they deal with me as such, you know what I mean? So like, it's hard for me to understand that anybody will really want to marry me, because I just don't never get put in that type of light. And even if a guy tries to put me in like a type of, I want to pursue you for a relationship, it's like I'm always getting pursued incorrectly, you know what I mean? So I was, you know, like, let me go back to what I'm saying. I was mad at God, to say the least. After dating that avoidant, and we got into a big fight, and we said things that we should never said to each other. Some things that he said to me that made me kind of really think about it. Like, you can't, there's no way in hell you can think you're ready for marriage. Like, let's be honestly, let's just be honest. Like, let's just be real. There is no way that you can think that you are ready for marriage. You're not ready. You're not ready. And it was such a hard pill to swallow, y'all, because in my head, I'm thinking about time, you know what I mean? I'm thinking like, I'm 27, I even have a boyfriend, you know what I'm saying? Keep running into failed talking stages over and over again. It's like, I get to a talking stage, I'm thinking we're headed towards a relationship, and then I get stonewalled right then and there, and then it just becomes toxic. Then we just end up not talking to each other for the rest of our lives, and it's like a cycle, right? And it's like annoying, but I had to really think to myself, like, girl, you're not ready for marriage. The way you talk to your significant other, when you're mad, are you gonna talk to your husband like that? The way you split so vividly, like when the person you're dating does something that you don't like, and you just split and you get so angry, and you just like begin to make them the enemy in your head. Are you gonna do that to your husband? You know what I mean? And like I said, bro, if God was to bring the guy right in my life, I would sabotage it. And it's not even on purpose. It's just I've been through so much. You haven't went to therapy. You haven't healed. You haven't learned how to regulate your emotions. You haven't learned how to regulate your BPD. You're depressed as hell. So many negative factors, and I don't understand like why I would be selfish enough to want to bring that into somebody else's life. That's why I said right now, like, I don't want to date. Because when I was talking to the avoidant, I wanted to date him, you know what I mean? And it was just a lot of back and forth, and like it was a lot of stupidity that went on. Honestly speaking, I'm happy I'm not dating. I'm happy I'm not in a relationship right now, because yeah, like I don't need to be in one. So yeah, I kind of slipped off on my faith. I don't go to church. Stop talking to God. Believe it or not, I talk to God way more when I was dating Legion now. I talked to God way more when I was dating Legion than now. I was always in Bible studies on TikTok, or I'll be watching a sermon on my YouTube. Love listening to gospel music. It calms me down. Talking to God. Like, I remember when I was dating Legion, I was talking to God every day. Even other than things of Legion, like I was just talking to God. Like I said, I was angry at God, so I just cut everything. Stop listening to gospel music like that. Stop watching sermons. Stop talking to God. When I dated this avoidant, I barely talked to God about it. Crazy though, because even with me not talking to God, God was still talking to me about him. God told me that not to do it. It's crazy because when the boy came back into my life a week before, I seen a video on TikTok where God was like, this lady basically said that God's testing you to see if you change. And she said there's gonna be an ex that's gonna pop back into your life, and it was just a long TikTok video. And in my head I'm thinking, there ain't no old nigga that I want. And then he came, and it's not that I wanted him, but you know how you know how you tell yourself, I'ma just see what's going on with him, and then you end up in a situationship. That's kind of like what happened. I told myself in the beginning, like, I'm not gonna take him serious. I'ma just see, like, you know, what he got going on, see why, because he kept trying to come back, y'all. Like, he kept trying to come back. So I was just like, let me just hear him out, basically. I should have never, you know what I mean? Like, and take that from me, y'all. Once you close that door, keep it locked and closed. Like, don't try to double back and see what he got. No. God closed that door for a reason. Don't try to reopen it. Just stop talking to God. And I just began to see that I became even more depressed. I know somebody might say, well, it's common sense. Go back and talk to God. It's like, once you get in the habit of not speaking to God, once you get in the habit of indulging in your sins a lot, you begin to just get pushed so far away from God. You start to think to yourself, like, can I even come back from this? Because like, I've already racked up so many sins under my belt. I'm already deep in my sins. This year I drank a lot, y'all, and I don't even drink. Like, y'all know me, I'm a chiefer. Like, I'd rather just chief up with the Eddie, not even with the, like, with the Eddie for real. I'd rather just chief up and keep it pushing. Y'all, I was drinking like a fish this year. Drank so much this year, and like I told y'all in my story time, it takes me a lot to get drunk. Like, if I'm drunk, that means I drank a lot. Now, there's some times where I get drunk easily, but for the most part, it takes me drinking a lot to get drunk. I be in the clubs every weekend. If I'm not in the clubs, I'm going somewhere like to eat or something almost every weekend, and I'll be in the clubs just drinking. And with the drinking, y'all, came bad decisions. I was drinking and I was making decisions that I knew for a given fact that I wouldn't have made if I was sober. And I was drinking and driving, y'all. I know somebody about to be like, why would you be drinking and driving? Y'all, I don't know. Y'all, I really don't know. I remember one day I had just woke up from a night out. I was having like a little mini hangover, and I think the Holy Spirit kind of like said something to me like, you don't even drink for real, so why are you drinking like this? Like, something along those lines. I think God was talking to me, and he was like, baby, you don't even drink like this. Like, you don't like alcohol. Like, if to know me is to know I don't like alcohol. And so for me to be drinking like this, like, bruh, I'm not gonna lie to you, before this year, I've probably only been drunk like twice or 3 times throughout the year. To know me is to know that I don't drink to get drunk. Like, I just drink to, you know, be a little buzzed, but never to get drunk. I tell y'all, I was getting drunk until oblivion. I remember one night I got so drunk after the club, I couldn't even drive my car. It's just been so much backsliding and so much like stagnation. Is that a word? I hope it is. Oh yeah, somebody said that I've been getting comments like that and it's so annoying. Somebody people be commenting, talk about they hate my laugh. Then don't watch me. Don't fucking watch me. Like, bitch, what, you want me to change my laugh because you don't like it? Why? So yeah, like, I don't know what to tell people who have stuff to say, like, I hate your laugh. Okay, like, the fuck? What you want me to do with that information? Take that up with HR. Bitch, I love my laugh. You feel me? But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, like, it just was a lot of stagnant behavior. And I feel like the drinking had a lot to do with it. Like I said, I was just making so many bad decisions when I was drunk. And even now, it's still hard for me to talk to God. Even now, it's still hard for me to come to God. I think I'm starting to try to relearn how to talk to God again. And to give some good news, because I know you guys are like, oh my God, so much negative stuff has happened to her this year. Y'all, believe it or not, I had a way worse year last year. Like, a way worse year. This year was not as bad as last year it was. I did stop drinking to get drunk. I promised God that I was going to stop drinking to get drunk. Now that I go to the clubs, I just pour a little bit of alcohol and then I pour a whole bunch of chaser in the drink. So I just be on one. Like, I just be like, you know, cool, calm, and collected. And I like that. I like that I was able to, you know, get back off of the drinking again. I still drink my wines, you know, but I just don't get drunk like how I used to be. I think with the whole situation that I have with God now is that I think I have entertained my fleshly desires so much that it's hard for me to connect with God now. But I can literally physically feel my spirit tired of the way I'm living, but I can feel my flesh. It's like I'm having a fight with my spirit and my flesh now. I can feel my spirit is physically tired of the way I'm living, and my flesh is like, no, like, this is what you've been doing, this is your routine, like, you're gonna keep going. And it's like a tug of war, you know what I mean? Every single day it's now became a tug of war, because my spirit doesn't want to keep living the way I've been living, and my flesh is like, no, like it's comfort, you know, you're used to this is what you do, like, you know what I mean? And so because those two things are happening, because I'm battling, it's hard for me to come to God for real and talk to God, because I kind of feel like I'm wasting his time. I feel like I go to him and I vent to him about my issues, the days that my spirit wins over my flesh. And then the next day, I'm like back, you know, dibbling and dabbling in my flesh, and I just feel guilty, and so I just start to stray further and further away from him. It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. And, you know, I really just feel like for next year, I am going to, not even just next year, like, well, next year, shit. We only got one more day left. But for next year, I'm definitely going to be talking to God no matter what. Whether I am dibbling and dabbling, I am going to be right there at the forefront talking to God while I'm dibbling and dabbling between my flesh and my spirit. Because I just feel like as long as you continue to talk to God and you continue to repent and tell him what you got going on, I feel like eventually, like, your spirit will win over, because you would not want to hurt God, because you will begin to understand why God loves you so much and how he adores you and stuff. And I feel like me not having a relationship with God has a lot to do with my emptiness and me not knowing who I am. I sometimes think to myself, like, why am I here? Kind of have a feeling why I'm here, but I don't really know what my purpose is. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know why God put me here. I don't know why I go through the things that I go through. I don't think that people actually understand that I have been through a lot in my life. A lot. Like, when I tell you guys these story times and I come to the channel and I, you know, give you guys story times, it's for entertainment. It's for entertainment, but it's also, a lot of these story times are me releasing my trauma out. And when I tell these stories, I'm able to, like, release my trauma out into the world. And you know what I mean? Like, you know, like, just release it. And I don't think people understand that, you know, because we get so caught up in, you know, story times and stuff like that. But a lot of my story times, if you really look at it, a lot of my story times is very dark. Like, I have a lot of dark story times. I have a lot of like bullying and stuff and vulnerable story times and getting mistreated. And it's even things that I go through that I can't even bring here to the channel. And it's like, I just kind of start to feel like, when is enough enough? Like, when am I just going to feel like I'm living life and everything is working out the way it's supposed to be working? And let's talk about work. You guys be asking me, oh my God, Irene, is YouTube your only job? Is YouTube your only job? Yes, YouTube is literally my only job right now. Like I told y'all before, I took a 1.5 year break to focus on my YouTube channel. And then after that, I started applying to jobs. So recently I've just been applying to jobs. And yeah, you guys keep asking me, like, am I gonna work in my engineering field? God willing, yes, I will. Been applying to jobs recently, and I'm looking, y'all. Like, I didn't go to school for nothing, you know what I mean? Health wise, oh my God, let's talk about health wise. So as you guys know, I'm still on my fitness journey. I've lost 50 pounds so far, roughly around 50 pounds so far. Be real, I do not think that I am where I needed to be by the ending of this year. I definitely know that I should have lost way more weight this year. Last year I only lost 40 pounds, so that means this year I only lost 10 pounds. And you know, I don't know, y'all, like, it was just a lot of back and forth. I do binge eat. If you guys watch my channel, then you guys know that I am a binge eater. So I did have a lot of binge eating moments, which in my personal opinion, I felt like kind of stagnated me. Also, y'all, if we're being completely transparent and honest, I gained like 15 pounds this year. Yeah, I gained around 15 pounds this year, and I was getting scared when I got on that scale, honey. When I got on that scale, I was like, oh no, babe, you cannot go back, you can't. And I just went on full throttle, you know what I mean? But yeah, like, health wise, I definitely for 2025 want to prioritize my health more properly. I do want to prioritize picking out food, actually cooking food, because I live at home and my dad cooks all the time. It's very easy for me to just eat what he's cooking. But y'all, my dad be making African dishes, and my dad doesn't make them completely unhealthy because he has to eat healthy as well. But you know, it's only so much you can do with an African dish when it comes to health, you know what I mean? And you know, like, and then not only that, my mom brings food home. Sometimes she just be bringing food home, and I'll just eat whatever's at home. But I do think in 2025 I'm going to prioritize my health a lot more. I am going to be just prioritizing making my own meals, seeing what I'm putting in my food, what is going in and out of my belly. I think I already have the gym down pat. I definitely just need to prioritize more nutrition, eating way more vegetables. I feel like I did not eat enough vegetables this year. So yeah, I just had a salad today, y'all. I just had a salad today. It tasted so good. It's gonna be a lot more of that or whatnot. But to sum it up, overall, this year was, for me, I learned a lot. And you know, sometimes I always think to myself, what more is there for me to learn? Like, y'all, I be thinking I know everything. But I always be thinking, like, what more is there for me to know? Like, I already know this stuff. But I learned a lot about myself, more than I thought I knew everything about myself, but I learned so much about myself this year. I have major imposter syndrome, y'all. Like, I don't think I'm qualified for anything good. And it has affected me badly in my decision-making skills. So I learned that about myself. I have also learned that I do sometimes prioritize other people's feelings over mine in relationships. And then when I snap, I just completely snap. And you know, sometimes I think to myself, like, girl, why do you snap the way you do? Like, why do you, like, go off? But what I had to understand is that, like, when you prioritize other people's feelings over yours, when you prioritize other people's actions and decision-making skills over yours, you're gonna eventually blow up. You know what I mean? Yeah, so 2025, I'm definitely going to put God first. Y'all, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I did not plan on making a video like this. I don't, like I said before, I do not like coming to the channel and being this vulnerable. Even this is a little cringy to me, but I want to, you know, be authentic with you guys and let you guys know what I got going on in my life. 2025 would definitely be just goal driven. I have a lot of goals. I'm not gonna speak about it. I have a lot of things that I want to do next year, and I'm going to do it, God willing. I am going to do it. I'm going to stop with the imposter syndrome, because at the end of the day, God qualifies the unqualified. So even if I think that I'm not supposed to be there, if God puts me there, then that's where I'm supposed to be. It's not gonna hurt for me to try and see if that's where I'm supposed to be, rather than just making up every excuse in the book as to why I don't qualify for whatever I'm trying to, you know, do. And I'm just going to just be very, you know, just dating, just to date. Definitely going to get a therapist next year and actually work on myself, work on my healing, and work on the trauma that I have, that I was never able to heal. Definitely prioritizing my weight, my weight and my health a lot more, so I can reach my goal by next year. And definitely working on my relationship with Christ and my relationship with God or whatnot. And one of my main goals is figuring out who Irene is. Like, who's Irene? Who's Irene? This year was very eye-opening. I learned a lot. I cried a lot. I laughed a lot. I smiled a lot. I love being with you guys just as much as you guys talk about how y'all love watching me, because y'all get me through tough times. I love reading y'all's comments. You guys were so supportive. I love you guys so freaking much. I hope this life update was informative or whatnot. Whatever you guys want to comment down below, y'all can definitely comment down below. I love you guys so much. If you guys are going through anything and you guys want to share it in the comment section, y'all definitely share it down below. This is a non-judgment free zone. And yeah, y'all, I love y'all. This is the last video of the year. Stay true to yourself, and happy New Year's, y'all. Bye.